Yeah, let's continue. The next one is about the diagram that I draw just now, the stage gate process, this one, right? So explain the stage gate process and why it's necessary during project planning and execution. So with this diagram, stage gate process. So I just give you the answer. So stage gate process is to establish a review. So it's good if this kind of question come out, good that you can draw this diagram. Okay, phrase, then the key, right? So it's establish a review of the completion of each phrases to determine if the project should continue to the next phase. Also used to determine where corrective action may be necessary to return the performance of experiment. This one is a key. There's a gate, sorry, not key here. There's an error that I draw. This is not key, it's a gate. It's a gate here. Or it's a stage gate. Right? So stage gate process, you have to mention the phrase and review, then determine corrective action. Okay, 12. What are the 4 common decisions associated with the key keeping process? This one I mentioned already just now. What are the 4 decisions? What are the 4 types of decision? What are the 4 types of decision? Four type of decision. 4 type of decision. 4 type of decision. We're talking about decision now. There are 4 type of decision. You as a project manager, or you are the stakeholders, you are the sponsor, you are the, okay, you need to do this 3, 4. You need to choose either one of these 4 during this phrase here. After phrase 1, you come to the gate, you need to make decision over here. 4 type of decision. First is what? Pass means what? Approve or what? What is the decision over here? This one go to here ma. So what do you decide? Huh? Scope already approved already. 4 type of decision. First one is what? The best one is what? 4 type of decision. Huh? 4 type of decision. 4 types. 4 common decision. We have gone through this one, I think, since this morning also. I keep saying there are 4 types of decision. You as a project manager, you need to make this one, or you as a sponsor of that one, you need to make decision. 4 types. Important, this one. 4 types of decision. 4 types. Approve and proceed. So first one is proceed, ma. Second one? Oh, 4 types of decision. Proceed. The worst one is what? Not proceed. Right? Proceed, not proceed. So the middle one is what? Huh? Hold and what? You hold, you cannot hold along, ma. Hold what you need. Cancel is the last one. Right? Means no go, not proceed, cancel is the last one. You hold, then what? Hold what you need to do. Review what you need. You are missing the keyword. When you review what you need. Information. Okay? You hold, but you need to give more input. Right? Okay, you have the 3 answers already. Proceed. Cancel. Hold with information. The second one is what? It's between. No, it's between the first one and the third one. The first one is proceed, ma. Proceed without changes, ma. First one is proceed without changes, ma. Mean okay, go. Second one is proceed with changes. You can proceed, but you have to change something. Okay, so this important, this question 12 is important, It's linked to this diagram, phrase gate diagram. Important, You know, proceed next phrase based on objective means proceed without changes. Second one, you have a revision, proceed but with revision. You not necessarily copy the same thing, but the meaning is there. Third one, you hold, but you have to fit in with more information. This one is from my slide. There's a slide there. Third one, you cancel or you decide not to proceed. So, and then there's one question at the during the class. What is the hardest decision when your project is cancelled? The hardest one at the end phrase of the project already. Then when you reach here already, the last phrase already, then you need to cancel. So again, this is one set of answer. You can refer to the PowerPoint slides that in our class. Again, there are four. There are four. So mean as long as you meet the meaning, then correct. First, proceed without changes or proceed according to objective. Number two, proceed with changes or with revise or review. Third one, on hold. You on hold, but you need to collect more information. Number four, you cancel or you decide not to proceed. Okay. 13, explain the difference between product life cycle and project life cycle. There's two. One is product, one is project. What is the difference between project and product? What is the difference between project and product? Yeah, give you the answer. Okay, project life cycle, it include work. The keyword here is work to produce the products. Okay, project life cycle, it include work that required to produce or achieve the project. And project life cycle end when the product has been delivered. So you talk about the time frame. Right? Definition of project life cycle, you are referring to works. And the life cycle end when you already delivered the products. What about the product life cycle? Product life cycle includes R&D, project life cycle, operation, maintenance, eventually termination of the products. So product life cycle have a bigger we call is the bigger scope compared to the project life cycle. Yeah. Okay. Okay, those just coming one, we just explain question 11 and question 12, which is highly potential will come out in your assessment. Okay. So what is generally accepted reason why projects should be managed using defined project life cycle? What is the reason we are more favored to use project life cycle compared to product life cycle? Why? Question 13, it gives you the definition between the two. But why projects should be managed using project life cycle and not product life cycle? Why? Product life cycle is a bigger, it cover a bigger, the word, bigger space compared to product life cycle, because product life cycle include project life cycle inside there. Okay, so the reason is you can effectively manage your project if you use project life cycle. Okay, so these two can combine, become one question. Okay. Okay, 15. Review each of the following characteristic for effective project management methodology. Explain why this characteristic is important achieving project success. So the first one already give you already. Standardization of plannings. The important is to consistency. You have the consistency in monitoring. Second one, why do you use template? Why do you use template? Why you have a table? Why you have a Gantt chart? All organized and what? Again, project success, you deal with what? Cost, time, and customer requirement. So here, you use template for effective use of time and consistency in your process. Okay. You use template. Template means it's a control document. You control how you, at a certain process, let's say 30 seconds, you have to produce this one. 60 seconds, you produce this one. Or 90 seconds, you have to cure the products and so on. So you have a consistency. If you follow this process, like making cake, you follow step 1, step 2, step 3, you have a very specific time, then you consistency of the cake will be same. Okay, what if you have a standardized reporting format? Still same, you use the word consistency. If you have a standardized format, means you have a consistency and you facilitate analysis. So when you have a report, standard report writing means you can do comparison. For example, fiscal year 2022 and fiscal year 2023. You can compare quarter to quarter performance. For example, right? So you can do analysis if you have a reporting format. Okay, so you can compare, you can make comparison and then do analysis. So what is a benefit if you have a standardized life cycle, phrases, and end phrase review? The word still repeating, consistency. But this one is in planning and control. Consistency in planning and control. Okay, so if you do enough exercise, you know that actually when there's a review word coming out, review word always team up with planning and control. Okay, when you see this one review, you always team up with the planning and control. Okay, flexibility in application of all projects. When you have flexibilities, what is the benefit or importance if you have characteristic this when you achieving for achieving project success, when you apply flexibilities to all projects? Why do you need flexibilities? Efficiency, no. Efficiency is performance, output, input. When you have flexibility means what? Your data keep fluctuating already. Fluctuating is not efficiency. Fluctuating is getting better. So efficiency is not the correct one. So why do you need flexibilities? On the spot decision making. Okay, so this one I give answer. Because all projects that are unique. That's why you cannot fix like, okay, you have to use one method. Okay, flexibility means, okay, this project A, I use this way. Project B, I can still use this one, but a little bit changes. For example, proton have lots of models. So steam production line, but you change machine within the production line, then you produce a different models. Okay. Okay. Oops. Okay, 16 about what? Okay, 16, I forget to hide the answer. I give you all. Okay, so important of a project manager prepared to manage resistance of application of management methodology. Explain why each of the following business unit within the organization may resist introduction of project management. Consider how you respond resistant in this case. This one is the same way of asking question on the earlier question. I think question 2 or 3. Ask you the conflict one. There's one question earlier, right? So, okay. So business unit means the functional unit. Some company, they call it business unit or BU. Sales and marketing. Sales and marketing, the reason for resistance, why they don't agree to use the project management. Okay, sales marketing, this one is more when you go to work, you know. So sales marketing, they might feel that they will lose the credit to the project manager. So that's why they don't agree to use the project management. Why project management? You are the coordinator, right? So actually you are like every meeting also you chair like that. So you are the integrating platform. So the reason of resistance is that for sales and marketing, they might feel that there's a potential loss of power and position with the customers. Because why? Sales and marketing, they are the one who are very close to the customers. So if you step in and then you want to apply project management, if you do not communicate well, they might feel that, hey, what are you doing with my customers? Right? So in fact, sales and marketing, they are the one who bring in the projects. Okay. So and then at the end you manage the project. So some department, they sales and marketing, they might feel threatened. So what you do is that you become good relationship, and then you associate with them. Customer have more contact with the project manager, fear of lost credit for sales. This one is you communicate well. You communicate well, that actually you are not there to steal their KPI, because sales and marketing, actually their KPI is quite direct. How many sales they come in, very direct. Okay. And project manager, your gauge of KPI is the success of the projects. Right? So your KPI is a bit different from the sales and marketing. So you need to communicate. So for operation wise, the conflict or the resistance, maybe because of the additional training needed when you bring in the products. They might resist you. Okay, I don't want to learn these technologies, especially for those very old stuff. Those experienced technician. They might be like works there for like 10 years. They are reluctant to change or learn new things. Then you have this resistance. Okay. They might feel very troublesome. They want to learn the new machine. Okay, so might be improper handoff during the deliverable. So this one you need to communicate. Changes in responsibility. So you communicate well. Communicate well. The question he asks you to write the response to minimize the resistance. Okay, so the answer for response actually is quite open-ended, as long as it is reasonable, then correct already. Okay, so finance and accounting, this one, accounting and finance, they are, what is their fear, or the reason for resistance? They actually ask you the fear of that department. What is their fear of? Finance, they fear of they might mess up their finance systems. Okay, so your finance system, if you like, for example, P&L, you're in and out, buy this one, and then you share with other department, then confuse already. Different code they use for finance. So the fear is that they also might have a loss of control in the finance reporting. So they might not able to trace or do a proper finance report because of your multiple projects and so on. Because, for example, you buy in a roll of steel to fabricate and share among project A, B, and C. So how does finance do the filing for this material, this row of metals, for example? How they should key in on all these. So communication again very important. Procurement is the department who buy things. Okay, so you bypass the process. Their fear that you actually do not inform them or do not consult them. You straight away, because you deal with customers, sometimes you have your own vendor, and then sometimes you forget as a project manager, you call your friend, and then maybe during the coffee time, you just say that, oh, you are managing this one, and then who knows, your friend actually is the supplier for that particular items, and then you make the decision unconsciously. I mean, during the tea time, and then the PO come in and so on. So the fear for procurement is that project manager might bypass the process, the purchasing process. Okay. Human resources, this one, human resources, the fear is that there is a potential workload. Okay. Because if you deal with new projects, sometimes when you deal with the operator, they are focused on OT claims. So if you're not careful, certainly why finance, there's a submission to HR and also finance to claim the OT. Okay, so additional workload, new description, training requirement, because HR have their own policies. They make sure that every staff is trained properly, and there's a job scope for that. You don't overstep other department. Okay, manufacturing department. So this one, they are fear of experienced resources to the project. So this one is more on the department, because when they share the sifu, the old man that is so experienced, so they might scared that their production floor, the schedule might delay because of your projects. Especially those big company have many projects. So if they share the talent or the scientists, then they're scared that they might not able to deliver the products on time internally, because internal schedule also, right? So engineering maybe they are the expert area, so maybe they are not agree with your way of producing the parts, right? Which one? Okay, so may perceive project management as overhead. Overhead is additional costs. For example, overhead example is like if accident happen, then you have expenses, insurance, you have all these costs. You can say as a cost. We have a few costs we'll look at in chapter 6 later, right, on costing planning. We will deal with overhead later. Overhead is one type of the cost. You have labor costs, you have overhead costs, and so on. So we will deal with this one. Okay. 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 All right. So yeah. This one is manage the project. When you manage the projects as a project manager, these are the function units, and what is their fear actually? They ask you the reason of resistance, means when you come in and manage the projects, you need to deal with all these departments. What is the fear or what is the obstacle? Sometimes you ask them to do this one, they reluctant to do. Why? Okay. Then respond, this one is open-ended question. So as long as you're able to minimize related one, then okay. 17. How would you describe project portfolio management? And what is the major benefit associated with portfolio management? So this one additional is not in my slides. So I give you the project the answer. So project portfolio is a collection of projects and programs that are grouped together to facilitate that work to achieve business objective. Right. So project portfolio is a collection of projects. Okay. It's a collection of projects. Oops. Major benefit is to achieve business objective. 18, what is the major difference between project, program, and portfolio? This one is also important. Definition question. Right? So I'll give you the answer. So give you all. So what is project? Project, you have an objective, you are planning details, and then you monitor through the project cycle, project life cycle. This is projects. What is program? Program, you have a broader scope, a greater benefit through coordination of several projects. Means project, they become program. Okay. Portfolio is a business scope that change as strategy goals of the organization changes. So portfolio is a profile. You can say it's a profile. Right. Okay. 19. Describe the difference between the terms product scope and project scope. So there's a difference between product and project just now. So just now there's one question asks you what is the product life cycle, what is the project life cycle. So here is what is scope and between the product and scope. This one also give you the answer. So project scope, again, project is always linked with the work. Project always linked with the work. Product is the one that you can touch, you can feel, means the features and function. Okay, features and function. Features function that characterize the deliverable. This one is the products, is the outcome that customer want. Deliverables. Okay. So this is the highlight the main difference between two. So project is a work done. You need to done. Product scope is a features and function. Describe the typical factor that contribute to the project failure. It's the opposite of project success. Okay, you also deal with the three things: time, cost, and customer requirement. You elaborate on that. Put it in a negative term, then become project failure. I'll give you all. Okay, effective planning, scheduling, estimating, cost control, follow the process. So you can say typical factor. This is ask you about factor. So what contribute to the project failure? Planning, scheduling, estimating, control, process. So normally you can see we are keep repeating the same keyword for chapter 2. Planning, schedule, estimating, control, cost control, process. Okay, I think this is the last question, or two more. Oh, there are few more there are few more there are few more. Okay, in leadership, priorities, so on. Okay. 21, 21. Under what condition would executive management or steering committee decide to cancel the projects? So there are 4 decisions. 4 type of decision: go with the objective, go with revision. Third one is what? Hold with collection of information. Third one, last one is cancel. Okay, So 4 type of decision, very important. But this one is the last decision, last option of the decision. So what condition you as a decider, or if you are the top management, under what cases or scenario you will cancel? Okay, so all these I'll give you the answer. So there is a risk, additional risk that you cannot manage. Resources availability, so you don't have the resources. There is organization capacities that is outside. I mean, the project is outside the capability already. Right. So, for example, you are the Tesla company. You're building a electric car, but suddenly your customer say, can you build me a electrical boat? Outside the capability already. You're not in the shipping industry, right? So you might need to decide to cancel the projects and so on. So changes of technologies and so on. So changes of technologies, most of the time, it linked with the Silicon Valley, especially the computer chips and so on. So and developments of new programs, new software. Even the slight changes from Windows 10 to 11, for example, or you go to the older version, Windows 7, you jump to Windows 98, 97. Some machine cannot run in the Windows 98. Some machine only can run in Windows 7. Because of, if you know computing, you know computer, you have 32-bit and 64-bit. So if you still use 32, you cannot go to 64. So there is no compatibility of things. So here, the change of technologies, maybe all the robotic arm inside your company is supporting the old version, Windows version. So the new one cannot, for example. Okay, what are the characteristics of a strong and well-organized project methodology? So also give you the answer. So characteristic is that you have a high level of details, you use templates, you standardize plannings, schedule, and reporting. This actually is same as the question just now. There's one question asked you about the template, this one. I forget which one already. Which one? Which question asked you about the templates one? Is 16? 15, question 15. Actually is a same way of asking question, right? He asks you what is the project methodology. So you see the details, template, scheduling, reporting. Okay, right. Okay, with this we end our lecture here. Sign your attendance. If you are here, remember to sign your attendance.